So that is one of your podcasts. You have another podcast with Brian Schartzer.
Yeah, and that one's called Sound Warriors. And what we do, that's just music. Now, again, we get off track a little. Imagine me and Schartzer getting off track. It's like two bulls in a china shop, you know?
Yep.
But, but it's about music. It's about the industry. It's, and we have a blast. We just, knock each other around and just support each other and talk about different stuff. But, he and I are both looking for studios, so maybe we can do a double dip. You get two of us for the price of one,
Hey, that would work out. That would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I learned something else about you. You had a life scare.
Yeah.
Back in 2020-ish or so?
Yeah, about 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago.
Tell us what happened with that, Mark.
Well, I ended up taking the vaccine, the COVID vaccine. And I was in a position where I was trying to lead the way for some other people and thought, I should have gone with my first gut, don't do it. But anyway, I did. And then I took the bonus shot afterwards, a month later, month and a half.
Well, wait, there's more.
Yeah, have this. Anyway, I'm pretty much over my life been bulletproof. I've got a broken up body and a lot of, I've had 6 broken noses, 2 broken jaws, every finger except my left thumb broken. I'm getting ready to have a shoulder replacement. The little ball.
If you would have learned to turn and be walking away.
Yeah, walking.
None of that would have happened.
I didn't say I was a good fighter. I never said. Somebody said one time, "Well, I've heard a lot of people talk about you were a bouncer or whatever." I said, you can talk all you want about what you were, and I never once said I was any good at it.
Get with Hoist Gracie. He could hook you up.
Yeah. Go see Hoist. He'll do my fighting for me, and I'll do the blocking with my face. But I'm an old cat now. I don't do that anymore. But I'm still paying the price. I got a shoulder replacement coming next.
Did you take the Moderna or did you take the Pfizer?
Moderna. Uh-huh.
See, I didn't want to take it. My wife has health issues. We were encouraged to take it, so I did.
Yeah.
For her, she had to do it. She's got immune issues, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to support her with it. I'm going to do it. We took the Pfizer. That's the one we were recommended.
Yeah.
Never got serious like what you're fixing to talk to us about, but she's never been the same since.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different issues that have come about. Thankfully, she's being able to deal with it. But I want you to tell the folks the story.
Yeah.
How you had to deal with it.
Yeah. I didn't know what it was, but several months after I had the second shot, I was having lack of energy, which usually isn't something's a problem for me. And I started having some pain in my right leg and some numbness in my right foot. So as usual, the way I do things, I ignored it.
Absolutely. It'll go away.
Keep going. It'll go away. I'll just, lift some more weights, run around the block, do something. Well, anyway, it got worse and worse. And I finally had an emergency visit. And my emergency visit rushed me into surgery. I had my femoral artery, the main artery in my right leg, stuffed full of blood clots. And they cut me from my knee all the way down my calf and, opened up my artery and did a push-pull and pulled all this stuff out. And, of course, at the time, lost all the feeling to my foot and this and that. And they were just several minutes away from removing my right foot. And, Kimmy and my family, basically would say no, because I already said that if that ever anything like that happens, I want to fight to the end. Nobody knows inside when somebody's fighting sometimes. And I believe that. So none of that's happening. Well, anyway, after I got back from the operating room and I was in recovery, they brought these things in and showed them to me. I was still half out of it, but Kim saw them. And they looked like 4 to 5 inch worms. And when they tried to cut them with a pair of scissors, all they did was fold over. And they had almost like little feathers on them. I've got pictures of, and again, I don't run around saying, hey, I'm sick, and because I'm not anymore. I'm ready to travel, get on stage, and I am. So I'm good now, but I almost lost my life. I almost lost my foot. And then the people at the hospital, and I'm not going to name names, but they didn't give me blood thinners after that. And I told now that's like instant protocol.
Yeah, that would be the hell. I got heart stents, and they put me on blood thinners, and I didn't even have any clots. Right. So if your leg's full of clots, you should have been on warfarin or something.
Yeah, Eliquis, something. So anyway, I am on it now. But anyway, they didn't put me on it. So in the meantime, and they never diagnosed me either. So what happened was I had a rare reaction from the COVID vaccine, and it rubbed the coating off of my red blood cells. So if you look at red blood cells, like on a little movie, you see it on the internet, they bounce off each other. They're all happy and they're bouncing. Well, mine are angry, and they're searching for each other to kick each other's butt and stick together. And so as they stuck together, they started gunking up the rest of my arteries. So now I'm walking around with six full blockages in my legs, in other arteries throughout my system. I can't get a stent because these things are so COVID-ish that when they get in your arteries, they calcify so hard they can't get a diamond tip drill through them. So, so I've got 50% blood flow in one leg, 70 in the other, but I've outwalked it. I really have. I just walk and walk and walk and walk. I also go down once a week. A buddy of mine referred me down to a guy named a doctor, the top wellness doctor in the world, Dr. Eric Napute, Napute. Everybody Google him. He's got places in St. Louis, all over the States, he's putting these wellness centers in Saudi, Japan, everywhere. Anyway, he is the number one advisor to RFK Jr. and, is in DC all the time. So I got in to see him. He and I hit it off. We are amazing buddies now. I've been going for a year. Once a week, I go all the way down to St. Louis, 90 minutes away once a week, and they do 2.5 hours worth of work on me. I get shock treatment. I get a 50,000 units of vitamin C along with 8 other shots that you'd normally shoot in your rear end, and I get those put in there, and they do what's called a push. 7 minutes to push about a 12-inch round tube full of all that stuff to push it through my system, and all kinds of stuff. And then I get a full chiropractic treatment once a week to give me a body alignment. And so I went after it.
Your treatment with Dr. Napute?
Napute, yep.
Is this for the rest of your life, or is there a point where you can stop that?
Let's put it this way. He was the first doctor ever, after several other doctors told me to just go ahead and get my affairs in order. I said, you might as well get your affairs in order because you don't even know what's wrong with me. So don't sit here and preach to me. And also, when you talk to me, look me in the eye. I had one doctor I did a showdown with, what are you going to call security? You don't have enough guys. It doesn't matter. You don't have enough guys.
He's got Hoist Gracie.
Yeah, I got Hoist on my side.
No, he's got Hoist on his side.
Yeah. So, right. So it doesn't matter. But anyway, I got upset because at least you ought to look your patient in the eyes and say, I don't know. So anyway, by the way, that same guy is now a complete advocate because he did the homework finally and checked everything all over the world, Pakistan, India, everywhere. Here's what we found out. I was in the middle of writing a book because I knew I was going to die. And I was writing a book called COVID Confessions from the Jab to the Slab. That's the way I look at life. I'm going to go out strong.
Yeah. Why hold back?
But I'm going to, and again, I said in the book, I'm not even going to name names because this is beyond the naming names. This is about an absolute crush on humanity. And I'm not the only one. I'm not the only victim. I'm not going to go out crying and screaming and poor me. But I am going to document what happened to me because it's a story in itself. So anyway, Dr. Napute he was the first guy ever to put my blood on a slide. Think about that. And he said, your blood is stuck together. I've never seen anything like it. They're running into each other and sticking. There's your blood clots. So I have what they call micro spray blood clots. And I was like 100% sticky. All the red blood cells, coating was gone. Now, with all my therapies, with all this stuff I'm getting, he has got my blood fixed 65%. He thinks within 7 to 8 months, it'll be done.
So they're getting the coating back.
Yeah, my blood cells are regenerating correctly.
So
he's knocked
my thinking behind that is, if that was the case, would it not have been easier, say, to drain all your blood and give you all that blood back?
Apparently that doesn't work because the culprits are lying
still
in other parts of your body. Yeah, from what I understand, it's pretty detailed, but he has many, many other people that have similar to what I have. And I asked him one day, because we become really good friends, If I see him, I just like tackle him, And he said, I said, you've got a lot of people that have got similar to what I have. Where do I stack up? Am I like being too big of a baby here, and he goes, well, let's put it this way. You're the worst. That's not what I wanted to hear. He said, you're the worst, by far the worst.
We thank the good Lord that none of those clots broke off, because that could have been not a good situation. But you're here for a reason. Your time.
I'm here to sing, baby. I'm here for GAC. I'm here for BGJ promotion.
Hey, you're getting your shameless plugs in.
I got to.
Just kidding. Neuropathy. Do you have any neuropathy?
I got neuropathy that would make neuropathy. I was on 900 milligrams of gabapentin twice a day. Have you ever taken that?
I have very, very little feeling in my legs or my feet.
Yep.
So I know what you're talking about. The numbness. Mm-hmm. Mine is either, and it wasn't from COVID. It's from my muscular dystrophy. But mine is like it's either tingling all the time, mm-hmm. like it feels like it wants to wake up, but it never does,
or it's dead.
And I would say, like right now, it's dead. The only thing I have very little days where it's tingling. It's 99. I'd say 99% of the time it's dead. Yep. The only thing I don't. Now, if you smash my foot, I'm going to feel it. But just like putting my feet on the ground, that's why I can't walk. Because the way the neurologist explained to me is like when you put your feet down, your nerves tell your brain you're feeling the floor. Right. I can't feel the floor, so it's like I'm floating, and therefore you fall.
Yep. You're 100% correct. My right leg, my right foot, I have almost zero feeling in my right foot. Like I said, they were going to amputate it 4 years ago. Never got the feeling back. And every time I put my right foot down, I don't feel the contact until it gets to my knee. Yep. But I found a way, and yours is worse than mine. Okay, in that case, but I found a way to judge it, and I don't run like I used to. I'm not running, but I literally can walk like crazy. But the problem is, because I've got those 6 blockages in my calves, they're mainly in my calf area. My calves seize up if I walk too fast for a long period of time. If I rest a little bit, it's fine. And I'm starting to beat that, believe it or not. And they were going to do bypass surgery on both of my legs to get those things bypassed. But that is 300 staples a leg.
For me, my thighs, when I go in and check, I do my checkups with my neurologist every 8 months or so. My thighs are strong. She's like, you got a lot of strength in your upper legs, but from your knee down, there's nothing. And she said that's why you can't stand for more than like 2 seconds, and you can't walk because you have no strength. It's a tough go, brother. On. And for me, it's your lower extremities. So it's from the knee to the floor, and then it's from my elbow to my fingertips. Everything I do, I can't feel anything with my hands. Everything I do is like this computer. Everything is done with a touch screen. I used to be able to type almost 50 words a minute. I can't even write my name now.
Where are you located most of the time? I know you guys bounce around a little bit.
I am 100% of the time in Little Rock, Arkansas.
In Little Rock. All right. Well, let's do this. We can't solve it all today, but when we get a chance, let me give you Dr. Naputi's information and see if he's got a compadre in Little Rock, and maybe go see him, because I'm going to tell you, he did miracles for me. I'm a new man. I'm telling you that right now. I would have never told you that I'd be able to walk halfway decent, and I can, no problem. And I never would have told you. I never got as bad as you are as far as the walking part of it. I'll tell you that. But I was having trouble, and I never thought that I would get any energy back. And I'm a ball of fire, man. I'm ready to tour.
my whole issue is my nerves are dead.
That's going to be tough to fix.
I've got with my neurologist, and there are experimental medicines that you can take. They're not proven. They're not guaranteed. Could make the situation worse. So it's like, okay, I know I can handle things the way I've got it now.
It's risk versus reward.
Worse.
Yeah, risk versus reward. I looked at some of that, not as difficult as what your decision is there, but yeah, risk versus reward always comes in when you've got stuff like this. But brother, keep your chin up. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Listen, if I can help you.
That's why I'm doing everything I'm doing. Keeping my mind focused, keeping my mind busy, helping you guys get that, doing all these interviews and taking care of all this stuff. It keeps me busy, gives me a purpose. The first 6 months that I was disabled, I just sat around the house a lot. I never got depressed, but you get down.
Oh yeah.
You tend to kind of examine your self-worth. I mean, what can I do now? I mean, you go from being a very productive member of society to now you can't even drink by yourself, or you can't eat. I mean, in the beginning, man, I was flicking food was flying everywhere. Yeah. I was having a one-man food fight.
Yeah, but I hear you.
You get past that and you accept all that. I mean, I've had people like, Rob, why don't you just amputate both of your legs, get prosthetics, and then you can walk again? Well, I've asked both the doctors. I've got a neurologist, and I got another doctor that just takes care of my feet. And he's like, again, the pros and the cons. You got to look at the pros and the cons.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to walk again? It's less than a 50% chance. He said there's an over 50% chance that you still won't be able to walk. So it doesn't, again, it goes back to, you amputate, you got to worry about infection. You got to worry about other issues that come up.
I thought that's the way I was headed too, brother. And I just said, honestly, if that was the last choice, then it would be my last choice. And then they said, well, we are thinking about maybe doing a bypass. And I just asked them, I said, the one gal who was one of the surgeons, I said, have you ever done a bypass on a bypass? She said, well, what do you mean? I said, what do you think I mean? Because I have more blood clots coming. What if you did a bypass? What if that gets filled up? She goes, well, then we'd have to amputate your leg. I said, well, let's just wait.
Well, and see, when we did my heart stents, that's not what they wanted. They wanted to do a quadruple bypass or a triple bypass or whatever they called it.
Yeah.
But because I have to use my upper body strength to be able to transfer and to move around, I would be laying in a bed for 6 months and can't do that. So It's like we opted for the heart stents. And I asked them in the beginning, I was like, okay, if I get the bypass, does that guarantee that I won't have to have stents later on down the line? They're like, no, doesn't guarantee anything. Your arteries, your widowmaker that was blocked 60%, you can get it blocked 80%. It's not going to do anything. I said, then I ain't going to do that. If there's the benefit, I mean, the chances of getting it with a heart stent is the same as if you get a bypass. Again, you avoid the difficulties as much as possible, and you go, which in my case was the easiest of both processes. So we're
God bless you, brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. I'm thankful that you are back up and you are being able to do live your dream. This interview,
they're doing a documentary on me, by the way.
What is it going to be on Netflix?
I don't know. I'm probably not a Netflix kind of guy. They'd have to bleep out too much, even on Netflix. But anyway, they've been following me around. Monday when I was down there, they had a video crew, and they got me getting my IV and the different treatments they give me. And they do one where they put a pad up under the bottom of my foot and tape it on, and then they run that electricity all the way up to my to my calves. And then, you can turn it up. Like the lady sitting next to me was having a similar thing done, and she had it on 9. It goes to 100. She had it on 9. And she said, boy, your calves are just popping, because you could see them popping. And she goes, what do you have yours set on? I said, honey, I'm driving 75 today.
Driving 75.
I'm driving 75. I'm over the limit. You just stay off to my left there, chickie.
So, first of all, I want to thank you for being here today, man. Hanging out with
brother.
me. We're fixing to play your 2 songs that are on the chart right now. Let the folks know for the month of September, what are your songs and where are they on the chart, and then we'll get them played.
Well, they're moving up again. Lonesome was 78 last month. It's now 72, I believe, on the new chart. And then Kiss My Bad American Ass was number 51. It's now number 42. So moving higher and higher, and we'll see what happens. And I've got, like I said, several other songs that are ready to release. And as soon as Beverly, the best manager on the planet, and she's the best promoter on the planet. And then I've got Leon Everett, who owns GAC RecordsNashville. I'm signed there on a record deal, and Leon has just been really giving me some great ideas on the career too. So I've got the best management. I'm going to let them make the decisions, and we'll see what happens. But everybody is digging my music. I so appreciate it, and I've got a lot of stuff that's happened in my life, and this is probably one of the most humbling experiences ever, to have people really liking what I'm bringing.
I am owner of one internet radio station, and I'm partners with Uncle Rhino on the other one. We got some Bott Mark, big guy, playing on both those stations, and we are happy to have you in the tribe, and we are happy to have you return today, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Here it is right now. Kiss My American Badass. Is that it? Kiss My
Bad American Ass.
Same difference. Here's Kiss My American my Bad American Ass. I just wanted to say ass again.
I know you did.
As well as Lonesome 77203.
Yeah.
Big guy, appreciate you, my man.
Thank you, brother.